It's music. It's an art form. There's no rules. So the minute you start putting rules on things, and the minute you even like take over a conversation, just say, well, I prefer. I mean, unless the dude asked you that question, shut up. Don't make the conversation about you. I mean, unless the guy goes, what do you prefer and why? That's when you talk about that stuff, because you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. You're going to be a dick when you didn't mean to. And believe me, I know about being a dick when you don't mean to. I've gotten plenty of that in the past. But Colin Marston, one of the best musicians I've ever worked with, goes, it's an art form. There's no rules. You are supposed to commend this guy for using what he thinks is the better technique, what technique works for him. That's what makes him interesting, is by watching this guy and seeing what he does. If you don't like what he does, if you think what he does is undermining all the hard work you've put into it for years, and he was able to get to that technique quicker because he used a different technique, shut up. Just don't talk. Just be quiet. Don't bring the room down because you don't like what this guy does. I mean, of course, being metalheads, we love to, yell at each other and trash each other and be obnoxious. It's kind of like this, like the whole tough love thing of being an extreme death metal musician. But there are times when, dudes have to put down a technique, and it looks like posturing to me. You shouldn't do it that way because it's wrong. Why is it wrong? And then, he'll go into all kinds of reasons for, well, death metal was cheapened in 1990, whatever, because people started utilizing cheaper techniques. And it's kind of, I'm almost being a hypocrite because I was talking about, musicians that learn all the techniques from YouTube in a fraction of the time that it would take, somebody my age to, learn that would have had to work on something for 6 months. A lot of these guys can pick it up much quicker, but then you can't sit down with them because they haven't really gone through the social exercise of working in a room with another musician. So it's similar, but not. But I don't know. It's dumb. You can't tell the dude. I mean, if you want to be the guy that sits at home on your couch and knows nothing about the musician and knows nothing about the band, and you got nothing else to do but talk smack on the internet, because unfortunately the internet makes assholes out of a lot where people use it for the wrong reasons. By all means, do that. But if you're a musician up on the high, you're in a place to teach, and you should teach, man. You shouldn't. Don't enforce bad habits, really, because you can enforce bad habits. And just keep doing that, and you can also sit there and tell your student how that this drummer isn't worth his weight because he does it a different way. It's almost like racism in music. And that's getting heavy. But people do different things for different reasons. I had a similar attitude way back in the day. The thing that stopped me from it were three dudes, really. Is I went on tour with Vader when Doc was alive. So I got to see how devastating that 2-foot technique was. Hung out with Mike Mangini for an afternoon, and that guy's got some amazing philosophy about the drum kit, and Mike Heller, another thing, he's kind of a drum instructor of mine, and just I don't know, it's all the same thing, it's like I'm attracted to I'm attracted to musicians that are attracted to what makes this guy different, be it a technique or an approach or a sound, because that's why we all do this, because we can all do it a little bit differently.